goes to apforlibertyshop.com right now, puts the Calvin Coolidge is my homeboy hoodie in their cart,
Yeah.
the one that you want, and then is ready to at the checkout screen to enter in the answer to the clue, then you can win a free hoodie. Now, again, it will charge you shipping and handling, and I will refund you that. So
I can put the link to the hoodie in the chat.
yeah, we're gonna go to a commercial break in just a minute, but when we do, then Stephanie will go over, drop the link to the hoodie in there in the chat. But I mean, my advice to you: go to apforlibertyshop.com right now, put it in your cart, get ready to enter that coupon code, because at the end of the show, when we give you the clue that's from the book, you're going to want to be able to type it in quickly and get it first, because it's one only.
This is no easy answer.
It's not an easy one. So we'll definitely want to, we'll definitely want to have that ready. Okay, so John Fetterman checks into the hospital. U.S. Senate candidate, or U.S. Senator John Fetterman checks into the hospital for depression. Your thoughts, Steph?
So he had a stroke apparently this past year. 1 in 3 people who have strokes end up being depressed. So this is not a surprise. I was reading that Fetterman does have some communication deficits. He does not have cognitive deficits from his stroke, but the communication deficits mean that he uses closed captioning for interviews so that he can understand people better. And also he was found to stumble on his words too. So that would make anybody depressed to have to get readjusted.
Yeah, listen, I don't want to say that, people with disabilities can't serve, the citizens as representatives, because that's not true. There are, plenty of people who, served our country and, maybe lost a limb or what have you, but there's a difference between, losing an arm or a leg or not being able to walk and being in a wheelchair and having cognitive issues. Now, you say that
he does not have cognitive issues, but he does have communication issues.
Okay. Well, communication is sort of a job of a U.S. senator.
Right.
But here's the thing. It's, if you're depressed and you're, checking yourself into a hospital for depression, I want to be careful about what I say here, because I don't want to denigrate people with depression. I absolutely do not want to do that. And that's not what I'm trying to do here. But I mean, wouldn't you think that maybe you need to go and solve your mental health problems and step down, rather than be in a position of delicate national security for the United States?
Right.
Your job as a U.S. senator is more than just legislation. I mean, you're making decisions that involve national security. I mean, you have access to sensitive information. It's not, it's not an easy job. Your thoughts?
Go to the military, you usually have to take some sort of a mental health test. So I wonder if they could do the same thing for politicians. Now, the thing about mental health is it's very, very private and confidential. And I'm honestly surprised that anybody has even released that information, that he's in a hospital, because most people never even tell anybody that they've been hospitalized. Let me tell you, like, most of your friends have battled some sort of mental health disorder in the past, and a lot of people have been hospitalized, and you may not even know it, because they don't have to tell you.
I really wonder what our audience thinks about it. You can send us a text at 573-319-1586. That's 573-319-1586. We're also going to monitor the chat. Steffi's going to drop the link to the hoodie so that you can make sure that you know where it is and put it in your checkout, because we're going to give a free one away today.
I love free stuff. I'm going to get it first, because I love free stuff.
She's not going to do that. I'll get you a Calvin Coolidge hoodie if you want it. But we're going to give a free one away today, so make sure that you pay attention to the show, because the clue will be in the book reading. And we'll do it at 7:30. We'll be back with more on the Wake Up America Show at wakeupAmericaShow.com.
Go put in the link now.
I like shooting things, but whenever I can't shoot something, I like to cut things. My life isn't all about shooting and stabbing and cutting, though. Sometimes I have to do actual work, but when I work, I still like to have fun. And there's nothing less fun than trying to cut with a crappy knife. Thankfully, from the ancient sect of Christian knights, who also loved cutting and stabbing, comes a new implement that has received my personal blessing, the Templar knife. Like the ancient sword of Excalibur, you don't choose a Templar knife, it chooses you. You just decide what kind you want on the website first, however, and then order it online, and then it chooses you. The Templar knife comes in a variety of shapes. As a man of culture and taste, I have decided I will never use a terrible knife again. And thanks to the inspiration provided by this excellent product, I have decided to launch a new crusade against anyone using less than superior knives. Join me, brothers and sisters, by visiting uppercuttactical.com/pages/Templar-knives. That's a lot of slashes. For that, you'll need a Templar knife. For 10% off, use code AP for Liberty and join me in a quest for glory, for liberty, for Christendom, for the Templar knife. Get yours today. Fire.
Hello, this is Barack Obama, and let me tell you why Austin Petersen stinks, and you should never pay attention to anything that he has to say. First of all, he's a libertarian, and we all know libertarians are idiots. They don't realize how important government is to everything that we do. I recently became aware that Austin has opened up a libertarian shop at apforlibertyshop.com. Now, I'm asking you as a personal favor to me that you never ever visit apforlibertyshop.com. With all of the great Liberty merchandise there, the last thing that we need to do is to get people spreading this message around the country, because then they might start thinking that they don't need government. And that's the last thing that good Democrats like us want. So if you love democracy, like me, and hate freedom, then don't visit AP for Liberty Shop. Like I said, whatever you do, do not visit apforlibertyshop.com. I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I would remind you that extremism in the defense of liberty is no vice.
It is better to settle these matters in the courts than on the streets, and new laws are needed at every level. But law alone cannot make men see right.
This whole talk about age makes me uncomfortable. I think it's the wrong road to go down. She says people, politicians or something are not in their prime. Nikki Haley isn't in her prime. Sorry. When a woman is considered to be in her prime in her 20s and 30s and maybe 40s.
What are you talking? Wait.
That's not according to me.
Prime for what?
It depends. I mean, it's just like prime. If you look it up, if you Google when is a woman in her prime, it'll say 20s, 30s, and 40s. I don't necessarily.
40s. Oh, I got another.
I'm not saying
decade.
I agree with that. So I think she has to be careful about saying that, well, politicians aren't in their
I think
prime.
we need to qualify. Are you talking about prime for like childbearing, or are you talking about prime for being president?
What the facts are. Google it. Everybody at home. When is a woman in her prime? It says 20s, 30s, and 40s. And I'm just saying Nikki Haley should be careful about saying that politicians are not in their prime, and they need to be in their prime when they serve, because she wouldn't be in her prime according to Google or whatever it is. This whole talk about age.
Welcome to the Wake Up America show with Austin Petersen. I'm AP, and joining me and my lovely wife is my lovely wife, Stephanie, who's joining us here today for Family Friday. Hi, Stephanie.
My prime.
Are you in your prime?
I am.
Yes, she is.
I'm going to be 35.
Oh, no one would dare say otherwise here on this show.
That's right.
Don Lemon is in a little bit of hot water for that comment. And just so there's a little bit of context here. So he was, Nikki Haley is running for president. She's an Indian American woman. She's out there, 50 years old. And Don Lemon took an issue with her saying that it's time for the younger generation to take over the GOP.
Well, he's upset because she thinks that 75-year-old and over politicians need to be checked for competency.
Which I think is honestly at that point, if you have nuclear missiles, you ought to be able to do at least a DUI test, for God's sake. See if you can't pass that. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I think there ought to be a cognitive test to become president of the United States, right? Can you speak correctly, right? Are you going to is half your face going to melt when you're talking to Vladimir Putin and all that stuff? So, maybe before you file your FEC form, you have to turn in the test or whatever it is. Anyways, so Nikki Haley has said it's time for the younger generation to take over the GOP. She's 50 years old. Don Lemon says that at 50, she's past her prime. Your reaction to that stuff?
I actually Googled prime because that's what he said to do. He's like, I just Googled it. It was there. And there's a lot of conflicting information. I mean, prime can mean a lot of things. So for women, it can be between like 28 and 45. And then for men, apparently your physical prime is in your mid-20s, but your maturity prime is in your 40s. So you're in your prime right now.
Okay, well.
And then some people are saying it's between 30 and 39 for women because it's not just about physical prime, which is what I associate it with.
Okay, but when we talk about physical prime, what ages would you say, objectively speaking, is a woman in her prime, typically, largely speaking?
Age 19 for Leonardo DiCaprio.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go over to ChatGPT right now and say, "Hey Sydney, at what age is a woman in her prime?" Question mark.
Be offended by this.
Honestly, let's see what she has to say. She says, "As an AI language model, I don't have personal opinions or beliefs. However, to answer your question, the idea of when a woman is in her prime is subjective and can vary depending on individual perspectives and cultural norms.
There you go.
Some people may consider a woman to be in her prime during her 20s or 30s, while others may believe that a woman's prime comes later in life. It's important to recognize that each person is unique, and there isn't a one-size-fits-all answer to the question. Ultimately, the concept of being in one's prime is highly subjective and can differ from person to person." Now let's see
with that.
Okay, but let's see if Sydney is a sexist bitch, and let's type it in. Hey, Sydney.
How old she is?
That's a good question. At what age is a man in his prime? Let's see what she has to say to that. She doesn't give a similar answer.
Okay, why did they name Sydney a woman name?
I'm not sure. Who knows? Okay, so similar to my previous answer, the idea of when a man is in his prime is subjective, blah, blah, blah. Physical and mental peak performance occurs between the ages of 20 and 40. Men have more physical endurance and agility. They may have more professional and personal opportunities as they establish their careers and families. But everyone is unique, and there isn't a single age at which all men are in their prime. Lifestyle, genetics, and individual circumstances can play a role, she says.
Yeah.
Now let's ask how old are you, Sydney?
I'm sure that men are most desirable in their 50s.
Because that's when they have like the most amount of money. Yeah. So if you're talking about like, that measurement, then yeah, for sure, they're going to be set up, right? Let's see. As an AI language model, I don't have an age since I'm not a physical entity. I exist solely as a software program. But let's see.
Sure, Sydney.
Are you in your prime? Let's see what she says. She says, as an AI language model, I don't have a physical body or age. Therefore, the concept of being in my prime doesn't apply to me in the same way it would for a human being. But however, I am being constantly updated and improved upon by my developers to ensure that I am providing the most accurate and useful responses possible. I strive to be at my best at all times, but my performance is based on the quality and quantity of data that's been input into my system. Have you ever been in love?
Oh. So I wonder if her programmers are in their prime.
It's a great question.
Mhm.
She says she's not capable of experiencing emotions such as love. She's simply a program designed to process and generate natural language. She recognizes and understands the concept of love, but she doesn't have the ability to experience it in the same way humans do. My purpose is to provide information. Yeah, I bet if we were to sit down and question her for a little while, we could probably find out.
Right. Oh, is it the Bing specific AI? Is this the same AI that ChatGPT?
Yeah, it's the same basis.
It's the
So
same one. Okay.
if you aren't aware, Bing, the Microsoft what do you call it, Explorer, like
It's
former,
like a Google
it's a good, well, it's not a Google, it's
search engine.
no, it's not a
No?
search engine. God, what do we call it? Become browsers,
Oh,
internet browsers.
I don't know the
So
difference.
Bing, it's like Chrome, right?
Um,
Firefox.
oh, okay. For some reason, I thought it was like an Alta Vista,
Mm-hmm.
where you search.
Right. So anyway, the age, we need to get back to the question about the age of when a woman is in her prime. Are we talking about like in general, like fertility? Yeah, typically, under 40 years old, right?
Right,
Right.
right.
If you're under 40,
Biologically, I
right.
mean, some women they can still reproduce up into their 50s, and I think even early 60s. There's been some women who've had babies.
Really?
Yes, the oldest woman to have a baby.
What
Yeah,
is the oldest woman to have had a natural
I
child?
mean, Janet Jackson just had a baby pretty recently.
What?
Yeah,
Janet Jackson?
yeah.
But probably they did like, you know, they did like the magic, like
I'm sure
the
she had
juice.
fertility
Yeah, the juice
treatments.
shaker. The oldest woman to have given birth to a child naturally is a woman from India. Oh, who gave birth to twin girls at the age of 74.
Oh Lord.
They finally opted for in vitro, which
Hmm.
led to a successful pregnancy. While it's possible for women to have children later in life, it becomes increasingly difficult and risky as they get older.
Eggs become old.
Your eggs
That's
start
why you
to
need to freeze your
degenerate.
eggs for
Yes. Right.
$15,000.
Decline in fertility, increased risk. So this is what Don Lemon should have, like, if he was going to say something like that, he should have had this on background. He should have said, I'm talking about fertility years, right? Because once you get to a certain age, it says it is generally recommended to women try to have children before the age of 35 for the best chances of
Right.
a healthy
I consider
pregnancy and childbirth.
geriatric at
Yeah.
35,
Yeah.
absolutely. But what does childbearing years have to do with political things?
Well, I
I mean,
mean,
like, why do you have to be able to have a baby to
well,
be a
not everybody's
politician?
going to try and be a mother in life, and that's
Yeah,
fine. Yesterday, Chelsea Handler released a video talking about how she likes to get up in the morning early and do drugs and masturbate,
right.
and then
Yeah,
and that's fine. You want to live that life. It's weird. I think it's a little weird when you offer to people that you're, how often you masturbate, but I mean, whatever.
sure.
Do your thing. But typically, women. What is the point of being a woman, right? To be able to have children. Right?
Yeah,
In terms of like a natural explanation for why womanhood exists, women exists in order to hold and maintain and to gestate and to give birth to genetic offspring.
well,
That's what.
question then.
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you rather have a politician that's in their 20s, in
Hmm.
their prime, or would you rather have a woman politician who's in her 50s?
Rather not have a woman politician.
Okay. So would you rather have a man
Kidding.
politician in
Just
his
kidding.
20s, or would you rather have a man politician in his 50s?
50s. That's
Yeah.
a really good question because all it really matters to me is the policy, right?
To
If
me,
it's
what
a
matters is the
20-year-old
wisdom.
if it's a
Mhm.
20-year-old conservative libertarian or whatever, then great. If it's a 50-year-old socialist, hell no, I don't want them right there. So, here's the thing. Everybody gets old. Everybody gets age, but not everybody gets wisdom.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and age doesn't necessarily bring wisdom, right? As we've
Right.
seen with a
Right.
lot of people. So if you're asking a question of, when are you in your prime? To me, I guess your prime would mean not only a physical maturity, but also an emotional and a mental maturity as well,
Yeah. I
right?
mean, there was a 9-year-old boy I just heard of the other day, and he's going to college already.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like maybe he'd be a good politician at the age of 9.
There we go. John Knox over in the live stream says that Sarah from the Bible had a baby at 90 years old with Abraham, who was 100. Didn't they live like Methuselah? Didn't they live to like be 900 years old in the Bible? That's what I think.
Was it 120? Why do I think 120? Was that
Okay, wait a
Moses'
minute.
age or something?
How old was Methuselah from the Bible, because I'm pretty sure like the Bible says that there were people who lived to be like 800, 900 years old. Methuselah is a biblical figure who is said to have lived for 969 years.
Vampire.
Yeah, so he started to hit his prime right around the 400 to 500 year range. Yeah. According to the book of Genesis, Methuselah was a son of Enoch and the grandfather of Noah, who built the famous ark to survive the flood. He's one of the oldest characters mentioned in the Bibles, and his name has become synonymous with longevity. However, it's important to note, Sidney says, that the ages of many biblical figures are subject to debate and interpretation, and some scholars believe that the numbers mentioned in the Bible should not be taken literally. No, there's no way. No way.
God! No, God, please,
if you're a fundamentalist evangelical, then yeah, you take every single word literally. He literally was 969 years old. That's what you say. Welcome to the Wake Up America show. I'm Austin Petersen. If you're just tuning in, it's Family Friday, which means my lovely wife, Stephanie, is in the house. Now, Stephanie, what are we doing today that's special on the show?
For one, it's going to be your birthday weekend.
Well,
so
yes.
Celebrating your birthday.
Yes, celebrating my birthday.
Super chats, please.
I'm hitting my prime here, 42 years old.
And we're also doing two very special readings of our very special book, Calvin the Coolest President.
Well, it is time to do that, but here's the thing. What's extra special about our book reading today?
There's something in it for you.
Yes, we've got something in it for you to listen to.
A freebie, a hoodie.
Yes, we are.
Calvin is my homeboy.
Yes, so we are gifting a free Calvin is my homeboy, Calvin Coolidge is my homeboy hoodie at apforlibertyshop.com. So here's how it works. If you're just tuning in, welcome to the show. On apforlibertyshop.com right now, here's what you got to do. You're going to go to apforlibertyshop.com right now. Pick out the hoodie that you want, the color that you want, the size that you want, put it in your cart and go to checkout. Okay. At the checkout, it's going to ask you for the coupon code. The coupon code is the answer to a clue that we will give you. The clue is related to the children's book. And Stephanie, you're getting ready to do your first reading now.
Yeah.
Okay. So the clue is in the children's book. Now you won't know what the clue is until we tell you, the answer to the clue. Until we tell you what the clue is.
You have to really listen and try to remember everything in the book.
Try and remember what's in the book, because we're going to give you the clue later in the show so you can win the hoodie, and then type in the code, which will give you the clue towards the end of the thing. So do it right now. Listen very closely as Stephanie reads to you from Calvin, the Coolest President. Yes, here we go. Yes, I'll be going.
I used to love reading books to pretend I was a librarian.
Yes. So Stephanie's going to read to you from Calvin, the Coolest President, and then pay close attention. Try and memorize it the best you can, because there is the answer to for the coupon code is in the book. Okay, ready, Stephanie?
That's right.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Calvin, the Coolest President by Austin Petersen and Stephanie Petersen. That's us. Oh my gosh. Okay, got the title page. Here's our dedication page. To Dad, who always supported my career decisions no matter how wild, crazy, or cockamamie they may have been. AP. To Mom, without whose guidance along the way I could not have written this book. With love, SP. And the copyright notice. We don't want anyone stealing our work.
Intellectual property.
Meet Calvin Coolidge, the 30th President of the United States. Nice glossy pages. Calvin was the only president born on the 4th of July, which is Independence Day in the USA. Isn't that cool?
Show him the picture.
So cute.
Look at Cal. That's little toddler Calvin, and he's got his 4th of July fireworks for his birthday.
Baby will look like.
Right, for his birthday. And there's something interesting about Calvin. He's got red hair too, doesn't he? Yes. Okay, let's keep reading.
Calvin had bright red hair and freckles. He learned the value of hard work as a kid by doing his chores on the farm. He also loved animals. So cool, right?
Oh, look at all the little animals. So there's the little Calvin. He's doing his chores on the farm.
Cute. One day, when Calvin grew up, he became a lawyer and got involved in politics. Politics is when you take a job working for the people. He married his wife, Grace, and they had 2 sons. There he is with Grace.
Lovely.
Calvin became the governor of Massachusetts. People liked him so much that they elected him as the Vice President of the United States. How cool is that?
Look at that. Who's that?
There he is with Warren Harding.
So he was the vice president first, and then Warren Harding was the president at that time. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Learning some facts.
Yes, we are.
But one day, President Warren Harding became very sick and could not do his job. Guess who became the president next? That's right, Calvin Coolidge.
There he is.
Pretty cool, huh?
Look at that.
There he is, in front of the White House.
Very cool.
And all of these graphics were designed by AI. Isn't that cool? Mm-hmm. Calvin was a great president and did many good things for the country. He made sure everyone had jobs, but he did it in a very cool and different way.
There he is in the White House. So Calvin was a different kind of a president.
That's right.
Let's learn.
He didn't do his job like most presidents by being bossy and telling people what to do.
No.
Calvin mostly just let people be free to make their own choices. It's like those old books where you press the button and it makes noise.
Yeah.
I used to have the Mickey Mouse books that did that.
Uh-huh.
What a cool guy.
Oh, wow. Look at him. There's the people back there, and they're all getting their work done, and he's just watching and being cool.
There was another cool thing that Calvin was famous for. He was the president who never said much. He was so quiet that people called him Silent Cal. One day, someone told him they made a bet that they could make him say more than 2 words. Calvin replied, "You lose."
Oh.
Such a cool joke.
Such a cool joke. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, this is my favorite.
And this is her favorite picture.
Calvin had a sweet tooth and liked ice cream. He threw ice cream parties at the White House. Yummy. Could he get any cooler?
So let's see that picture. That's her favorite. That's her favorite with the ice cream.
I have ice cream too.
Delicious.
Yummy. Since he loved animals, he had a small zoo at the White House. There were cats, dogs, birds, a raccoon, a baby bear, a wallaby, a pair of lion cubs, an antelope, a large white goose, a donkey, a pygmy hippo, and a bobcat. That's way cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Oh my God, it's a bobcat.
It's a bobcat. Oh my God.
He's like throwing bobcats across the White House lawn. When he finished his one elected term in the White House, he decided not to run again and let someone else take over. He could have stayed in power, but he thought it was best to be humble and be cool. And he was cool. Calvin went back to his peaceful life in Vermont.
Cool.
Packing up. Bye-bye.
Leaving the White House.
After he was gone, many people forgot about him because he didn't try to tell everyone what to do all the time. He showed that good leaders stay out of people's way. There are still some people who remember him, though, because of the important things he did and because he was just so cool.
Awesome.
Calvin Coolidge was different from other presidents. Some people think to be great, you have to be loud. Silent Cal showed that is not true. Being humble, quiet, and letting free people get the job done is way cooler than being loud and bossy. It can make you stand out from the crowd. There he is, just reading his books. He liked to read. What is it that makes you different and cool? Then we have our About the Authors page.
Oh, show them that one.
Austin and Stephanie are husband and wife and live in Jefferson City, Missouri. Austin is an award-winning broadcaster and Stephanie is a licensed therapist. Both share a love for history, country, and liberty. Visit apforlibertyshop.com for more fun freedom creations from this dynamic duo. Here we are.
Nice. What did you think?
And
The end. That was very fun. Now, here's the thing. So just so you know, we are doing the doing a giveaway for the show. Calvin Coolidge Is My Homeboy is available in the shop as a hoodie, and the answer to the clue was in the book. We're going to read it one more time later. I'm going to do a book reading at 8:30, so we will read it again.
yep.
And once that second reading is over, we will give you the clue. So the answer is something from the book. Here's how this works. Again, for those who might be confused, I'll walk you through the process again. If you want to have a chance to win a free Coolidge Is My Homeboy hoodie, you have to go to apforlibertyshop.com. You have to put the Calvin Coolidge Is My Homeboy hoodie that you want in your cart.
Yep.
You have to go to the checkout. It's going to ask you for a coupon code, which we haven't given you yet. The answer, that coupon code, is going to be an answer to a clue that we will give you that's from the book. There will be one coupon code and one only that will be available. So whoever is the first person to type in that coupon code and check out gets the hoodie. Okay. Yeah. It will charge you shipping and handling, and I will refund that within an hour. So don't worry about it. It'll be completely 100% free. So if you want to have a chance to win it, my suggestion to you is now, while we go to our commercial break and we get prepared for our next segment, is that you go and put that in the cart right now. Go put it in your cart, go to the checkout, get ready, because at the end of the show today, we're going to give away a free hoodie, a nice warm hoodie. I wish I had one right now because it's freezing cold in here. 61 degrees, and it's getting colder. Yeah, well, we work in a speakeasy in a bar, so.
That's right.
All right, we'll be back with the Wake Up America show at wakeupAmericaShow.com.
Want an engaging website to boost your business? You're just a click away from 5-star Fiverr talent. Hundreds of freelancer skills like web design. Head to Fiverr.com today and get something started.
American conservatism is distinct, like America is distinct from the United Kingdom. American conservatism's roots comes out of the Wild West, out of pioneerism. The difference between American conservatives and European conservatives is that Americans are cowboys. We are that God, guns, gold, and girls. It's wild here, and we should stay that way. We shouldn't allow a European version of conservatism to come and infect us here. We like it wide open spaces here, deep in the heart of Texas and all that.
Hey there, it's your favorite Vice President Joe Biden. I wanted to talk to you today about the Wake Up America show, the best source for all your political news and commentary. But before I get started, let me just make sure I have all my notes in order. Okay, where was I? All right, the Wake Up America show. It's a great way to stay informed and make your voice heard. Boy, what was I saying again? Oh, right. The Wake Up America show. It's important that we all stay engaged and knowledgeable about what's going on in our country and, the thing. But hold on, where was I going with all this? Oh, yeah. The Wake Up America show. It's a fantastic resource. And if you really want to make a difference, man, you can sign up to be a monthly donor at wakeupAmericaShow.com/support. Now, where was I? Oh, that's right, the Wake Up America show. So if you want to stay woke and support a great cause, head on over to wakeupAmericaShow.com/support and sign up to be a monthly donor today. And if you're feeling generous, you can even give a donation in my name. Thanks for listening, and keep on keeping on, America. Come on, man.
George. Thank you for watching the Wake Up America show with my dad. Today, I'd like to share with you 3 reasons why you should visit Dad's online store at apforlibertyshop.com. Number 1, you can get exclusive freedom-loving merch designed by AP himself or me mom, Steffi. Liberty Laura has made some designs as well, and blimey, they are great. Number 2, most of these products are so wicked that they aren't even allowed to be advertised on Facebook or Instagram. Modern machine guns and a proper keychain. Plus, our Grover Cleveland t-shirt is so spicy apparently that leftists on Facebook specifically banned it from appearing on the website. Number 3, you're supporting liberty lovers just like you. Spend your money where you earn it, and you help me Pops build a community that supports what you believe. Bloody hell, this commercial is running too long. Gotta run. Bye now. Don't forget to visit apforlibertyshop.com. That's apforlibertyshop.com.
Morning, Rise and Freedom. I'm Austin Petersen. You're watching and listening to the Wake Up America show at wakeupAmericaShow.com. Happy Friday. Friday is Family Friday on the Wake Up America show, which means that the lovely Stephanie Petersen is in the house. Hi, Steph.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Doing wonderful.
Yes, we just had a nice reading of Calvin the Coolest President, our very first.
Reading books out loud.
It was fun, yeah.
Actually, I read novels out loud. You notice that I do that.
I noticed that, yes. Yeah. It doesn't bother me. I am going to be the person doing the second reading of the book, so we moved over the book reading cam over to me, so that at 8:30, if you missed our reading of it, if you're just tuning in, we're going to read at 8:30. I will read to you from Calvin the Coolest President at 8:30.
Shows how nice and shiny everything is.
Nice glossy children's book. Yep, our very first book that we've published, and we did it together. I think we're really doing well so far. Sales are starting to pick up, and we've seen people buying them for their kids and stuff. And one thing that we'd love to ask from you as a favor, very briefly, because we are going to give you a free gift today, by the way, for my birthday. Yeah, exactly. Is if you do buy a copy of the book, would you do us a favor and leave us a nice review over on Amazon? Because what happens is people really read those reviews on Amazon before they purchase them.
I know I do before I buy anything.
Yeah, so if you have bought a copy of it, please make a 2-minute review. Just sit down and write like one paragraph, leave it 5 stars, and that will help to get it up in boost it in the algorithm, because more people will see it. So would you do that for us? Thank you. Yeah, we appreciate that. Okay. Thank you so much. So very briefly, for people who want to know what's happening, hey, I want to win a free hoodie from the AP for Liberty shop. Well, guess what? It's real simple. All you got to do is head to apforlibertyshop.com and take that Calvin Coolidge is my homeboy hoodie and put that in your cart, okay? Right now, and maybe this is just a feature of the analytics, that there's, right now I only really see one person there hanging out. So
maybe they're very confident.
It's probably
about their reading comprehension.
So here's the thing. If you're not hanging out with that in your cart, you're going to miss out on a chance. There's a 100% chance that whoever's sitting there right now with the hoodie in their cart is going to win it, right? So you could have a 50% chance of getting a free hoodie by the end of the show today when we give you the clue for how to win it. So let me explain it to you again very briefly. Go to apforlibertyshop.com right now, pick out which Calvin Coolidge hoodie type you want, size and color, put it in your cart, head to the checkout, okay? You're going to put in the coupon code at the checkout that we give you later on in the program, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to be an answer to a clue that is found in the children's book that we're reading to you today, okay? So make sure that you put that hoodie in your cart. If you want to win a free hoodie from apforlibertyshop.com, nice, warm, soft, comfy hoodie from apforlibertyshop.com, I'm giving away as part of my birthday, then make sure that you do that right now. If anybody has any questions about that, just in the chat, say, how do I win? I don't quite understand how to do this or anything like that. Just let us know, but you can get a free hoodie today. Buddy Mansour says, are you going to be upset if I win again? No, we don't care.
Oh, he won the last
I guess so, yeah. So, Buddy, no, absolutely not. You want, you sit around, you hang out with us, and you win fair and square. If you answer the question before anybody else does, and put in the coupon code before anybody else does, you're the winner, bud. So,
the radio that always win concert tickets again and again, and I always wonder, how do they do it?
The funny thing is that there's a term for that in radio. You know what they call them?
What?
Prize pigs.
Prize pigs.
Yeah.
Well, those are the people that have multiple phones going at the same time and they're like constantly dialing in.
Some are doing that. And for some
yeah.
people, it's actually worth it, right?
Yeah.
In terms of like the monetary value of the things that you can receive. Like some people have won cars doing that,
Oh,
right?
I'm
So
sure.
it's like, it can be worth it if you do it right. But
Mhm.
we're giving away a hoodie, which is actually not a bad prize, I would say. Hooded sweatshirts, those can be expensive. And,
Absolutely.
so if you want to win a nice free warm hoodie, oh, it looks like, we've got a bunch of people heading in there right now. Yeah, we've got some visitors putting in the carts. You've got to.
People are like, oh, this is serious.
Yep. Head to apforlibertyshop.com. Pick the Calvin Coolidge hoodie that you want. You've got some time. So if you want to shop around on the site and put some other things in there in the cart, feel free to do so. You'll get the hoodie for free. You have to pay for the other stuff, though. And I will give you free shipping as well. So it'll charge you shipping. I will refund that to you, just FYI. Okay, so let's see. We were supposed to talk about Anthony Fauci kind of like backing off his mega support for the vaccines.
Yeah.
But, we don't really have time. Can we talk about these dating stories, Stephanie?
Let's talk about dating.
Okay, let's.
Love.
I know you do. I know you're a big fan of Love. I'm also a fan of Love.
Pamela Anderson.
It's like Pamela. We watched the Netflix doc. What did you think about this, by the way?
Oh, I loved it because I like getting the truth about somebody's dark past. So,
Right.
I mean, she had a lot of trauma stories, which is unfortunate, but definitely expected with her lifestyle. She dated a lot of people. I don't know how large her body count was.
She loved every one of them. And everyone that she would describe, she would say, he was my one true love.
Right.
And they,
But really, Tommy Lee was the father of her children. So he was the true love.
He was the true love, except for all the other men, which were her special and true loves.
Yeah.
He was the one true love.
Yeah. And she didn't want to just be known for her boobs and her sex tape.
She wanted to be known for her acting.
Yeah.
And barbed wire.
Poor Pamela. I mean, she's misunderstood,
Well, now, it's kind of sad because she's like, she's past her prime, if you will.
She didn't even want
What
to.
do you mean? Yeah. You were trying to say, oh, it's subjective. And you just said now. Earlier.
She's past her prime.
Okay.
I can confirm that. She's got the plastic surgery going on.
So I guess Botox. So we can't wait a minute.
Honey.
So we can't say that Don Lemon was wrong when he said that Nikki Haley is past her prime at 50 years old by some subjective measures.
Here's the thing. I feel like you can talk about being past your prime with Playboy models, but with politicians, it's a completely different set of standards.
Measure. Right. Okay.
Right?
So that's a good point. Right. So, but Pamela Anderson, you would say, is.
I mean, maybe they need a geriatric Playboy magazine.
They have that.
Oh.
They have that stuff.
Maybe
Don't ask me how I know.
She could be part of it.
Oh, God. It's not good.
She could be the spokesperson.
Oh, God, no. I'd rather be like Joe Biden when he said.
Look at her. She looks like she's 19 years old, sitting there with her, like a little lady with her legs crossed.
All right.
Yeah, I think Pamela has really good intention. She's a very sweet woman, but I think she's just gone down the wrong paths at times and been in groups of wrong people, and that's kind of how her life ended up.
Well, I mean, she was a sex icon, right? That was what she was. So it's like once you are past that sort of viability, past your prime and that kind of a thing, the public moves on, right? And they find new sex symbols, and that's just how it is. But it's unfortunate because it's like, she wanted to be more. She wanted to do more.
She wanted to be an actress. She was just in Chicago,
the musical, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was, and she would go on all these interviews, and she said she got really tired of talking about her boobs, and she got really tired of it. It's like, but the problem with that is it's kind of like when you're constantly shoving something in people's faces, how are you going to be upset that they're going to talk to you about it or ask you about it? How are you going to be upset that somebody's like, it's kind of like self-induced.
If you don't want someone to talk about your boobs, cover them up.
Perhaps, yeah.
There's clothing that can cover them up.
I would say so, yeah, for sure. It's kind of like, oh, how dare you bring it up? How dare you?
Right.
It's like
she wears these low tank tops.
Right. It's like these gym girls. Have you been seeing this TikTok trend of these like gym girls that are going around? They're recording guys like barely glancing at them from across the room, and then they're like posting on TikTok. Oh my God, I feel so harassed. He was looking at my butt and all this stuff, and they're like, ah. And then that's nothing compared to the video that I showed you yesterday. Remember that video I showed you, that chick getting assaulted?
The man actually started attacking this lady in the gym.
And what did you say when you saw that?
I was like, she's not very good at fighting. Even though she gave this speech about, I just couldn't give up. I was always taught to keep fighting. Like, she didn't do anything.
She did punch him a little bit and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
he
But I
brought
mean,
her to the floor at the end of the video, so I don't know how she got out of that.
yeah, but there was this video that was circulating on security cam. She let the guy in to the gym.
Oh.
Right. He was wearing a mask. She let the guy in.
He's wearing a mask and she lets him in.
Well, it was probably surgery, like, you know, it looked like a COVID mask. Right?
It was like a ski mask.
No. Nowadays, you can just pretend. That's the thing with COVID is that now people can look like, if they're a robber, they can look like. So here's the thing. So she lets this guy in, and then he assaults her, and she's unable to defend herself, right? And like Stephanie, you were watching that video, and what were you saying to yourself? I mean, you were like,
I was
thinking,
like, I would have done a he's a Getty to his crotch,
right?
And I would have started punching his head instead of have my arms around him, just like holding him like a hug.
Right. You would have done a Mawashi Getty. You would have done a Mai Getty. You would have done a Hiza Getty. You would have done a Chudon.
Get the eyes out, gouge the eyes out with my fingers.
Chudon Zuki.
You got your hands available.
Like, you got to understand, I've turned my wife into a lethal weapon over the last couple of years. She's dangerous. So I wouldn't want to be the guy who tries to assault Steffi, because Steffi is, not only is she know how to like shoot a gun, but she also knows how to kick some ass. So
now, in the case of having a gun, I mean, when someone's that close to you, that's kind of hard.
You know what's funny is that you're actually right. Somebody who's within like a certain amount of, and they've done like speed drills and things on this, is somebody who's within a certain proximity of you, who has a knife versus you who has a gun. The amount of time that it takes to draw a gun versus somebody to lunge at you with a knife, you'd be dead.
Yeah.
Right? Because the problem is that at a distance, it's definitely much better to have a gun. But if you're close up and you don't have the gun already out, it takes time to bring it into play. And a lot of people don't carry with one in the chamber.
Right. Well, people like me, I get scared that it might go off,
which is not proper self-defense. We've had lots of conversations about that, and I've explained to you why it is so important to carry with one in the chamber, right? Because it's just, in everybody thinks, oh, I'll rack the slide and I'll be able to fire. That's not reality, especially because you might get your arm sliced with a knife and your arm might be useless. And how are you going to rack a slide? What if your arm is like pinned? He's got you by your other arm. How are you going to rack a slide with one hand?
Exactly.
Right. So you need to, if you have a gun, you need to be able to pull it out and pull that trigger.
Yeah.
Right. And that's just how it works. But on the other side of things, you need to be able to, you need to have some self-defense skills, right? You need to have some hand-to-hand. Are you going to be able to absolutely overpower a guy? Probably not. But are you going to be able to let him know that, you're not a victim, right? Because a lot of times, and this guy was for a perfect example. After a while, he just let her go because she was putting up so much of a fight.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah. After a while, he let her go because she was putting up enough of a fight.
Yeah, I just always say, act like you're a psycho, and then they don't want to have anything to do with you.
But some people, they're psycho themselves. They might be into it, right? So that's the problem, right? But the thing is that you need to have some tools in your toolkit. You need to learn a little bit of hand to hand. You need to be able to defend yourself.
And I think the most important thing from doing karate is get used to being manhandled.
Yeah,
because that is the most frightening thing of all, is to deal with feeling some pain and tension.
Yeah, remember the first few times you started getting knocked around a little bit in karate?
I cried.
Yeah,
yes,
you cried.
But now it's like I can withstand that pain. I know I can take it. And then you give it back.
And yeah, and that's the thing, is that like the funny thing about karate, the lessons that you learn from martial arts is not necessarily how to give a hit, it's how to take a hit.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been hit in the head by some young boys in a karate class while we're doing kumite.
Yeah.
And it jostled my head.
Yeah, for sure. But it's like, and then if you're in a self-defense situation, that's what it's going to feel like.
Oh,
and most people, when they get hit, if they've never been punched before, they're shocked. They're like, oh my God, right? And then all of a sudden they go into a state of shock and they're not defending themselves.
Yeah.
But if you're used to getting hit, it's like, boom, you take the hit, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, let's go. I know what to do in the situation. I'm going to give it back.
Yeah.
Right. So, I'm very proud of myself for, having taught my wife how to defend herself.
I'm really proud that you could get through to me.
Yes. Have I hit my wife? Yes. In karate class only, and by accident. Yes. I'm always very careful with her. As a matter of fact, Richard Prosh, our buddy here from Jefferson City, he came and took a class with us once, and he told us a story about a sensei who would be really rough with his wife and stuff like that. He would like kick her as hard as he could and knock her across the room and stuff like that. And he like complimented me. He's like, you guys work really well together. He's like, because Austin doesn't try and destroy his wife by kicking her into a hole in the wall.
Spoof karate videos where the guy hits the karate wood and it flies into a kid's face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
His shoe flies or something.
Yeah. One of our favorite like channels to watch is this McDojo, where they have like fake dojos and stuff where they're like really crappy martial arts. Joe Rogan features them a lot on his podcast and stuff, the fake martial artists and stuff like that. And, I've been to some McDojos and I've seen some McDojos and stuff in real life, and it's pretty hilarious. So there's a real lesson between actual martial arts and, there's a real difference between real martial arts and fake stuff.
Okay.
And there's a lot of fakers out there. All right, so let's get back to the topic. It's 8:05.
Dating.
We were talking about dating this morning. Picture this. If you're just tuning into the Wake Up America show really quickly, I'm Austin Petersen. My wife, Stephanie Petersen, is joining me right now. It's Family Friday. We love to celebrate by having friends and family on Fridays.
Yes.
And this is the Wake Up America show. So if it's your first time tuning in, we'd love to get a like from you on the stream. And today's a special day. It's my birthday weekend, which is exciting. But I'm going to give you a birthday present. We're going to give away a free Calvin Coolidge's My Homeboy hoodie on the show today, very soon, actually. So I'm going to do a reading of our new book, Calvin the Coolest President, at 8:30. And there is a clue in the book. The answer to the clue, actually, is in the book.
Right.
So you want to listen very closely, because the answer to the clue that's in the book is the coupon code for the free Calvin Coolidge's My Hoodie. Calvin Coolidge's My Homeboy hoodie. So
you got to take notes.
Here's how you win. Go to the AP for Liberty shop right now. Put the hoodie that you want, the Coolidge hoodie, in the cart right now. Okay. Go to the checkout right now. Sit there ready to go with the coupon code available right now. And then once you get the clue after the book reading, you can type the answer to that clue in from the book. And the first person to put that right code in there with that in their heart is going to win it. Okay. And here's the thing. You've got time, right? You got about 40 minutes. So if you want to shop around in the shop and listen into the show, like while we're doing this, you've got some time. So if you want like a Thomas Jefferson Buddha, or if you want to get like an awesome, I made some old man Liberty phone cases. Somebody bought a recreational nukes phone case today. There's also a recreational nukes hoodie. So if you want some other stuff, you've got some time, put all that in your cart. But it's only the Calvin Coolidge hoodie that will be free, FYI. And I will refund your shipping. Okay. So picture this, Stephanie.
Okay.
Let's say you're currently single. We're no longer together. And you're cobwebbing in the aftermath of your previous failed relationship.
Boy.
Yeah, you're cobwebbing. Okay.
I mean, don't they use that term for like your private parts?
Yeah. Okay.
They have much action.
Okay. The attractive person that you thought had Riz is starting to exhibit beige flags. So you turn to your ongoing situationship for attention, but deep down, you hope to meet someone that is worth soft launching on Instagram. Can you relate?
I mean, seriously, these words are just above my head.
Right. So to describe yourself as single and in search of a relationship is almost too simple of a label in 2023. The way we seek romantic connections, especially with the influence of social media and dating apps, has naturally altered our behaviors and language around dating, writes the New York Times. So these are all new terms for us. Breadcrumbing is one of them. This is when someone consistently checks in with a romantic prospect, dangles the possibility of a date, and keeps them interested, but never follows through with what they really want, a relationship.
It's like keeping them on a string.
Yes, so you're breadcrumbing them.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So you keep dropping your little Hansel and Gretel. Yeah, I'm dropping some breadcrumbs. Never gonna get this. You're never gonna get this.
Real serious relationships where you're led on to marriage, right? Like, oh yeah, we're gonna get married. We're gonna spend a life together, and you're waiting. Never happens.
Anna Maxis, our friend over on the live stream, asks the question: you sell recreational nukes? We do indeed. Yes. We sell we do recreational nuclear weapons. You can buy the phone case, recreational nukes phone case, and we also have a recreational nukes hoodie that you can get over in the shop as well. So pick that up, and then you'll get your free Calvin Coolidge hoodie, and you get a free you can not get a free one, but you can get a recreational nukes one. You have to pay for that one. Sorry. Breadcrumbing. Okay, next is cobwebbing. So we were wondering what this was.
Yeah.
This act of self-love not that kind of self-love, is referring to purging any mementos from previous relationships, old sweaters, text threads, photos, in an effort to move on. Now, holding on to old phone numbers and pictures, someone said, keeps someone from being fully present and invested in their dating journey. So, so cobwebbing is putting it all away, getting rid of all that old stuff, and you're cobwebbing. So it's put it in the cobwebs.
Webbing. I mean, I'll be honest, I still have old pictures.
Same.
My past. I mean, it's a part of me.
Yeah, same here.
I don't want to erase it. I know some people, like, when they get a divorce, they, like, burn their wedding album. And no, it's still a part of your story.
If you want to destroy my sweater.
Sure, like, in terms of text messages, sometimes that can be a little bad to keep there in your text message roster.
Yeah, especially my text messages, which were just laden with
sexual innuendos.
Here's the next one, cyber flashing. This is the act of sending unwanted sexual images to another person through digital means. All mine were wanted, such as on a dating app or social media platform, but also via text or another file sharing service. Although there's no federal law prohibiting cyber flashing, states like California and Texas introduced laws last year that give victims the opportunity to have legal recourse if they receive unwanted sexual images online. What do you think about that?
Somebody pulling out their private parts in front of you?
No, because if they do it in person, they have like the ability to assault you. Okay, I don't think that that's the same thing, right? It's like it would be like accidentally, opening up a magazine and then there's a naked person in there. Could you sue somebody for that?
So that's your fault for opening up the item.
Sort of. There's got to be some kind of personal responsibility in there. You can't sue everybody for everything, for God's sakes. This means like, how much harm is being done. And if we're talking about kids, that's a different thing. Again, always. But I mean, are you really being damaged by, seeing someone naked in a text message? Just delete it. You know what I mean? Are you an adult? Grow up.
All the D-pics that people get sent in their DMs.
It's a penis. Get over it, ladies. Right? Like, get over yourselves. All right, cyber flashing. No, it shouldn't be illegal. Cookie jarring. When a person seeks a relationship with someone else as a backup plan. Cookie jar.
Oh, kind of like their side person?
Yeah. In the same way people might reach for a cookie when they want an instant treat, someone who is cookie jarring pursues their backup person when the one they actually want isn't available or has rejected them. What are your thoughts on cookie jarring?
I think it's a normal phenomenon. I mean, I feel like I used to do it, like with guy friends that I had, like I sort of liked them and I was like, I know that we could have a relationship if I wanted it to happen, but I'm just like keeping them there as a friend. So I think mentally we kind of do it without realizing
Elizabeth Press says, why do men think anyone wants to see their junk?
I mean, it's pretty.
Stephanie likes it. She likes it. Yeah. I know this because when I get out of the shower in the mornings, it's always like, oh,
I admire him.
She squeaks.
Well,
it is. It's like, yeah, there you go. Yes, Stephanie squeaks when I walk in after the shower in the morning. I mean, you got to admit, once I drop my robe, it's like
the Statue of David.
Yes, the 3 flags: green, red, and beige.
Okay, I don't know what beige is.
Okay, green flags are positive, right? Okay. So it's a green flag. That means it's a good sign, right? The compatible traits that a person possesses. Red flags are negative, potentially harmful traits. A person displaying beige flags is not necessarily good or bad. They're just dull, boring, and lack effort in dating.
Okay.
The funny thing is that when Pamela Anderson, for example, for her, red flags were the turn on. When she was in high school, remember her talking about that guy that she dated that literally kicked her out of the moving vehicle?
Yes. Now she said she did a gymnastics flip and she laughed about it.
Right. Yes. Well, here's the thing. She laughed about it because the funny thing is because probably the sad reality is that women who are attracted to men with the red flags, if she got kicked out of that moving car, I guarantee you she did something to deserve that. All right. I guarantee you she was probably, it's like that Gabby Petito chick. This is a very non-PC opinion. Gabby Petito was murdered by her boyfriend who she was abusing. Okay. I'm not saying that you deserve to get murdered, but we can't pretend that women are always innocent in these situations because they're not. We always pretend that women don't ever do anything to instigate the violence that happens to them. I'm not saying people deserve violence,
right? Yeah,
but I'm saying that there's a reason why X plus Y equals Z, and eventually things happen before things that occur.
It takes two to tango, and I always say that people treat you how you allow them to treat you. So really the biggest problem is you're not setting enough boundaries in relationships. So that's why people are doing bad things to you, because you're not putting up the blockers.
For sure. And here's the thing. I mean, you feel bad for someone for being abused, but it's kind of like, at what point, like, that somebody continues to go back to their abuser, Stephanie? We've talked about this.
And it's all, they manipulated your mind. So I know it's really hard to break free of that mind manipulation, and it's hard to see freedom outside of there. But
yeah, but we like to pretend, but
to.
we do like to pretend in society that it's like, that, women are totally innocent, that they never do anything wrong. Domestic abuse is a gendered problem exclusively of one gender. And that's not true. Actually, when you get lesbian relationships and stuff like that, they beat the hell out of each other.
Boy.
Yeah.
Hair pulling.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at the domestic violence statistics of lesbian relationships. I think it's actually higher than heterosexual relationships.
Yeah, I don't know the facts on that one.
Yeah, well, you know what? Some facts are inconvenient facts, and some people don't like to hear them. They're like, oh, no, I don't like to hear those facts. Gaslighting.
Oh.
We know this one.
We know this one.
Yes.
People use that word so freely nowadays.
To manipulate someone into making them doubt their powers of reasoning, perceptions, memories, or understanding of an event that happened. Common methods include blatant lying, denial, and trivializing their feelings, which can result in an unhealthy power dynamic shift in a relationship. Gaslighting term comes from a movie that was made in like the 1930s called Gaslight, where a man actually would, in order to convince his wife that she was insane, he would turn the gas lights down and pretend like they weren't, like they hadn't been turned down, so that she would continually wonder, like, why are the lights lower? Who's lowering the gas lights? And so he's like, no, you're imagining it. This is, you're crazy and all that stuff. So that's where the term comes from. Everybody uses it now, and it's like misuses it, saying it's like for like lying and stuff. But it's like gaslighting is specifically like when you manipulate someone to believe that they're insane.
Right. To make them question their own sanity. Exactly.
Yes. Justin Petersen, my brother. Good morning, Justin. Nice to see you. Says domestic violence is very high in the LGBT community. Yes, but you will get canceled if you say those facts. Ghosting. We know what ghosting is, right?
Yes, it happens so much. I hear about it on Twitter all the time.
If you're a man, honestly, ghosting is like the safest way to like exit a relationship, because like women can't handle rejection, right? Men get rejected all of the time. Women don't have to deal with rejection in such a way. It's like telling a woman that she's being rejected, you're basically saying, your eggs are not interesting to me. I have no desire to have children with you. You are not valued. And so for a woman, that's like, how dare you not think that I'm worthy of mating with? And because women can't handle rejection, like ghosting to them is it's the nicest and easiest way to like put a woman down. Because if you try and like put a woman down easily, if you try and have conversations, remember I told you that story about that chick that I dumped when I was in DC, and I explained to you kind of like how she like grabbed a hold of me.
She was really clingy.
So like I was trying to tell her to like be like the man about it, and I was like, we're standing outside my apartment building. I thought that I had the perfect exit from this relationship, and so we're like standing outside in the cold. So I knew that she wasn't going to want to stand out in the cold very long, so we could just get it done, and then we could just move on, right? And I will never forget. I'm like standing outside my apartment building. I'm explaining to him like, listen, we're not compatible. We just have different personalities. I go, there's nothing wrong with you as a person, and I think that, that you're a good person, and maybe we can be friends. But the fact is that we just have completely different personalities, and we're going completely different ways in life.
Right.
And I was like, so we should just do it now instead of like continue this on. And she like was like shaking, right? And it wasn't just from the cold, just from like anger. And then so I was like, okay, so I'm gonna go now. And so then I go to walk away. And she goes, oh, I know. She like grabbed my collar and pulled my collar back to me and started like all this emotional outburst.
They liked you.
Oh my God. I was just like, it's like, have you ever seen that movie? Was it Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore? Okay. So there's this scene in Happy Gilmore where Shooter McGavin is talking to this guy that he hires to like walk to do this prank on Adam Sandler's character. And Shooter's like, pays him and stuff, and then he's like, all right, I gotta go. And he goes, Shooter McGavin goes to walk away, and he goes, Shooter, I thought we were gonna be friends. And he's like, we are. I just gotta go. And he's like, ugh. And it was like that moment, and she's just kind of, and I was just like, I literally had to like pry her fingers off
Oh
of
boy.
my thing. And it was after that I realized, I was like, you know what? This ain't worth it. You know what I mean? I'm never going to do this again. If I ever have to have a breakup again, if I ever have to do this again, I'm just going to ghost. So for women, men, for men get ghosted, we're used to it. It's just what it is. Women ghost, women disappear, women reject us. They look at us, they don't like us, they reject us. 10% of men, date 80% of women. It's just how it is. So which means that most men are used to rejection. So ghosting, no big deal for a guy. For a girl, it's bad. Not as bad as breaking up with them in person, but ghosting is for women. It's like, oh my God, how dare you?
In terms of closure for both parties, it's best just to explain clearly why. Just tell them, or else they're never going to know. They're never going to improve, even if they want to improve, because if they're ghosted, they have no idea why.
Yeah. So Joni Rankin over there says, Yeah, I have no idea what he's talking about this morning. You can send us a text at 573-319-1586. That's 573-319-1586. Chris Morrill says he was always fond of the EMOD, email of death. Can you imagine breaking up with someone over email? And then God, this girl, after that, I broke up with her. She like tried to make my life a living hell. She like wrote me like angry messages and stuff about she's going to destroy me and all this kind of stuff. I'm just like, and that was when that's how I was like, you made the right decision, Austin. You had to get the hell out, get a hell away from a psychopath. Yeah. So let's see. Oh, it's 8:21. So 10 more minutes. We're going to do the giveaway, and we're going to do the book reading. So you don't want to miss that, because if you're not paying attention, we are doing a free hoodie giveaway today at AP for Liberty Shop. Stephanie, explain to them how they can win the free hoodie today.
Okay, go to apforlibertyshop.com.
Mm-hmm.
Type in Calvin is my homeboy, and the hoodie is going to come up. Click on it, pick your size, pick your color, put it in your cart, and then wait for the reading of the book at 8:30 that Austin is going to do, Calvin the Coolest President. And in the book reading, you are going to hear the information you need to fill in the coupon code. At the very end of the show, we're going to ask a question about something in the book, and the answer is the coupon code.
Right. So you're going to get a chance to win a free hoodie today. Anybody can win except for me and Steffi, obviously, and Nathan. Nathan, if you really want one of those hoodies, we'll get one for you. So the chance to win is going to happen after the book reading, right? The answer to the clue is in the book, right? So pay close attention to the book when we do the reading.
Right.
That way you can type the answer in the coupon code and win your free hoodie. Do you want a free, warm, soft hoodie that says Calvin Coolidge is my homeboy? Yes. On the back, it says Coolidge Dawes 2024, right?
It does?
Yeah. Yeah. The hoodie has a back on it. So, yeah. How cool. Yes. Yes. How cool for Calvin Coolidge. So go to apforlibertyshop.com and put it in your hoodie. Put the hoodie in there in the cart. Get ready to check out. You will get charged shipping and handling, and I will refund it. FYI. Okay. All out of navy blue. Yep. Sorry about that, Brian Lewis. It does happen that we sometimes. He's looking. Yes. And again, you still got about 15 minutes. So if you want to shop around on the shop while you're listening to the show, do that. Put some other items in your cart that you want to buy that you've been wanting to get for a while, because you're going to get the hoodie for free anyway, right? Right? Obviously.
Exactly. There's nothing to lose here.
There's nothing to lose here. Put those other items in your cart, and then you'll have to pay for those items, but you get the hoodie for free. So make sure that you do that. All right. So
if you really want to be smart, go to Amazon and type in Calvin the Coolest President, and you can download the Kindle version of our book, and you can like do some research before our giveaway and like really figure out what are the facts of the book.
Okay. So we're continuing on. We're talking about terms that have entered the dating lexicon for 2023. Love bombing. Have you ever heard of this one, Steph?
Yes. I've also heard of it being called as idealizing.
What does that mean?
It's where somebody basically just charms you so much and just, supports you and loves you and buys you gifts and gives you compliments and just raises you up.
To do what?
Well, it's known to be common in narcissists.
It's
So
a
after
manipulative.
they love bomb, then they devalue you.
So lavishing a new romantic partner with grand gestures and constant contact, while also keeping them isolated from friends and family in order to gain control in the relationship. Not all grand gestures of affection are red flags, which can make love bombing hard to spot. The idea is, though, is that they're doing all this kind of stuff so that they can take over your life and manipulate you into a position where you are no longer close to your family.
Yeah.
Right. And so that no one else can have any influence over you.
Yeah, it's kind of like Tommy Lee with the Pamela Anderson thing.
Mhm.
I mean, he was always on set with Pamela at Baywatch.
Mhm.
He was always watching her, and if
Well-
she had a kiss in the show, he'd get very upset.
Well, he stalked her like the first time they met. Remember?
Yeah.
He like
He
stalked her.
stalked her.
He like stalked her to Cancun. Yeah. All right. Well, let's continue on. All
So
right.
that would be an example of love bombing. When you hear somebody talking about marriage on the
Mhm.
first date,
Mhm.
run.
Yeah, love bombing, hella aggressive. Yes. Okay, orbiting. Have you heard about this one? You know what orbiting is?
Is that what the Chinese spy balloon does?
No.
I don't know.
Very funny stuff. When someone has cut off communication with a person or they made it clear that they're not interested, yet they continue to interact with that person on social media, usually through views and likes. This also, you love this stuff.
Because I can be a stalker, but you wouldn't know because
Yes.
I don't like your stuff and I
Yes.
don't watch your reels.
Well, that's the thing. So this applies to the practice of observing potential love interests on social media. Did you orbit me, Steffi?
Well, of course. I mean, during your campaign, I had to do so much research on you.
Oh my God, she orbited me.
To sift through all the photos so I could make memes of you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Right. So this applies the practice of observing potential love interests on social media without initiating contact.
Mhm.
Often women in heteronormative relationships, a lot of women who are, straight women, can mistakenly interpret this as someone being intentional about their interest when it might not be. They can just be going through social media, sitting on the toilet and liking posts, she says. It can mean absolutely nothing, and a lot of times it does.
Guys, a lot of times us women, we overthink your actions so much. We're like, oh my gosh, he liked my post. He
Yes.
wants to marry me.
Okay, Riz. Are we ready for Riz? Okay.
Charisma?
Yes, correct, Stephanie. So this newer concept is short for charisma and is commonly used among Gen Z. It's very popular on TikTok. It refers to somebody's ability to flirt with and attract a potential love interest.
You're really good at that.
Oh,
You're really good
How
at
do you
that.
know?
I mean, I've seen your ways, buddy.
Yes, but those days are over. I only got one love in my life and I only use my Riz on one lady.
That's right.
This can be having an engaging personality or having an unspoken allure that others cannot resist. So the person who coined this term clarified that Riz originally referred to the ability to attract someone who wasn't initially into you.
So like if the person doesn't even like you and then you somehow can lure them in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you got the Riz. Exactly. Situationship. This is one that I've started. It's kind of like popped up recently. You know what a situationship is?
Isn't it where it's hard to define?
Mhm.
It's like a relationship that you have, but you don't really know if it has a title and you don't know how to explain it to people.
Yeah, so it's basically friends of benefits, except neither party is kind of certain of what the other is to them, right? So it's like, when Dr. Jill Biden, Joe Biden's wife, the other day was making out with Kamala Harris's husband at the State of the Union,
Yeah.
right? That's a situationship, right?
Yeah.
So Jill Biden is texting him the next day and being like, what are we, right? So, so they got a situationship going
That
on.
polyamorous.
Yeah. Stephanie. Oh my God.
Look at her. She looks like she's 19 years old, sitting there with her, like a little lady with her legs crossed.
Oh, gross.
Soft launching. You know what a soft launch is?
No.
Okay, so posting a discrete photo or a video of your new partner on Instagram
Oh.
to announce you're in a relationship while still hiding their identity.
Right. Like you take a picture of their drink on the table and then like
Yes.
have their hair kind of there, but not their face.
Exactly. Yes. So soft launching a relationship is when you like post a mysterious photo that you might be with someone, and then everybody gets talking and it's like, oh, I see 2 margaritas at the table, not just one. Yeah, you're not eating alone, which means, so you're soft launching your relationship on relationship. God, aren't you so thankful that we don't have to deal with this anymore?
Just be loud and proud about loving you.
Exactly.
I used to be more shy about it, but
knowing
now
me,
I'm just
knowing
speaking out.
you.
I don't care.
There is something we can do, knowing me, knowing you. And it's hard to do. This time we're through, we're really through. Breaking up is never easy, I know. So whatever the words are to the ABBA song. Justin, if you could please get in here quick. All right. So guess what? It's time. Stephanie, are we ready?
The book reading.
It's time for the book reading. Okay. So here's how this is going to work. Okay, ladies and gents, I'm going to read to you. Now, this is your chance to win the hoodie. Okay. We can't do discounts or like giveaways of the book, unfortunately, because it's through Amazon. So we don't have the ability to control like all that kind of stuff through Amazon. So we're going to give away a free hoodie from our AP for Liberty shop. So this is going to be your chance to win a free hoodie from apforlibertyshop.com. So I'm going to do a book reading of our new book, right, which you can pick up on Amazon.
I love this. A.O. Wild just said, I'm late, but I want to go play Blacklight mini golf in AP shirt.
Yes, for sure. Thank you. I'm glad you appreciate this shirt. Thank you very much. Yes, we love it. So here's how it's going to work. I'm going to read from the book. The answer to the clue, which I will give you at the end of the book reading, is the code that you will use. The code is a word from the book. Okay. So once the book reading, make sure you're paying very close attention to the book. Try and, get it in your head as much as you can, because at the end, I'll give you the clue, and then you put that coupon code into apforlibertyshop.com. Stephanie, explain for us one more time before we do this, the chance, how to win the free hoodie from apforlibertyshop.com before we get started.
Yep. So I just put the hoodie link in the live chat there on YouTube so people know how to go. But go to apforlibertyshop.com, type in Kelvin is my homeboy, and you'll find the hoodie. Select that, pick the color, pick the size, put it in your cart, and wait. And then just listen to the book reading very intently, because we're going to have the answer for the coupon code in the book reading.
Yes, put the hoodie in your cart.
Yeah.
Be ready to check out, sitting there, ready to go, because once the book reading is over, you're going to get the clue, and the answer to the clue is the coupon code.
Right.
Then you can check out. And if you have other items in your cart, you will be charged for the other items. You won't be charged the hoodie. You will be charged shipping and handling, but I will refund your shipping and handling, even if you buy a bunch of stuff. So basically, you're going to get not only a free hoodie, but you will get free shipping and handling. So now is a chance. If you've been wanting to buy something at AP for Liberty Shop, but like you're like, oh, I wish I had free shipping, this is your chance.
Like a free shipping coupon code plus a free item.
Essentially,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so you get the free item, you get free shipping. So if you want to buy other items from the shop, now's your chance. You've got about 15 minutes to shop. So listen to the book on the back. And of course, some people are going to be like, they're not going to remember, and they're going to have to Google it. But but remember, the Googlers are not going to be as fast as the people who listen.
ChatGPT ain't that fast.
Yeah, and Google's not going to give you that answer fast enough to go back and forth, because somebody's going to know because they were paying attention to the book reading. Okay, are we ready? Okay, here we go. All right.
Cool.
Calvin, the Coolest President by Austin Petersen and Steffi Petersen. And the back cover says, how can you be a boss without being bossy? Most people rank great presidents based on the wars they oversaw or the amount of laws that they passed. This forgotten president showed a cool and different way to lead the American people into a new age of prosperity. Calvin, the Coolest President is a children's book with a lesson that many adults could stand to learn themselves. Learn more about one of the best presidents in American history and why he was just so cool. Calvin, the Coolest President by Austin and Stephanie Petersen. Mr. and Mrs. Austin Petersen, as somebody was saying. Here we go. To Dad, who always supported my career decisions, no matter how wild, crazy, or cockamamie they may have been. AP. Wouldn't that be fun to try and explain to your kids? What does cockamamie mean?
I know.
Stephanie says, to Mom, without whose guidance along the way, I would not have written this book. With love, SP. Meet Calvin Coolidge, the 30th President of the United States. There he is. There's Calvin right there. He's the 30th President of the United States. Calvin was the only president who was born on the 4th of July, which is Independence Day in the USA. Isn't that cool? Look, there's baby Calvin. Here's a toddler right there. shooting off fireworks on his birthday. There he is. Calvin had bright red hair and freckles. He learned the value of hard work as a kid by doing his chores on the farm. He also loved animals. So cool, right? There's Calvin with his animals. One day, Calvin grew up. He became a lawyer and got involved in politics. Politics is when you take a job working for the people. He married his wife, Grace, and they had 2 sons. There he is. He's getting married to his wife. Doug H. has his book and he's reading along. That's cool. Very good. Isn't that cool?
Wow. You can get the Kindle version too if you want it right now.
Yeah. Calvin became the governor of Massachusetts. People liked him so much that they elected him as the vice president of the United States. How cool is that? There's Calvin with Warren Harding. But one day, President Warren Harding became very sick and could not do his job. Guess who became the president next? That's right, Calvin Coolidge. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, Calvin.
Yeah.
Calvin was a great president and did many good things for the country. He made sure everyone had jobs, but he did it in a very cool and different way. He didn't do his job like most presidents by being bossy and telling people what to do. Calvin mostly just let people
Sorry.
bless you. Calvin mostly just let people be free to make their own choices. A cool guy. Was Calvin cool or what? Look at him. He's out there, he's outside the bank, and he's just gonna let the bankers do their banking, and he's gonna let the farmers do their farming, and he's gonna let the streamers do their streaming. They didn't have streaming back then. There was another cool thing that Calvin was famous for. He was the president who never said much, just like you. Aren't you like quiet like this too? Are you an introvert? Yes, that's okay. You can still be the boss. You don't have to be bossy. He was so quiet that people called him silent. One day, someone told him they made a bet that they could make him say more than 2 words. Calvin replied, "You lose." Such a cool joke, huh? Isn't he funny?
I like how you
He said
whispered.
2 words? Well, he said more than 2 words, so he only said 2 words. You lose. That's a true story. Calvin had a sweet tooth, and he liked ice cream. He threw ice cream parties at the White House. Yummy. I know you like ice cream too, right? Could he get any cooler? I don't think so. Look at him. Look at he's got his ice cream. He's got a little snowman in his ice cream. He's throwing an ice cream party. Calvin likes cool ice cream just like you do. He's so cool. Since he loved animals, remember he said he liked animals when he was on the farm? Yeah. He had a small zoo at the White House. Oh my gosh, you like animals too, right? There were cats, dogs, birds, a raccoon, a baby bear. Baby bear? I want a baby bear. A wallaby. What is a wallaby? A pair of lion cubs. Oh my goodness, he has Simba there. Simba and Nala. The circle of life. He had an antelope. Those are big. And a large white goose, a donkey, a pygmy hippo, and a bobcat. A bobcat. That's way cool. Is that cool? There he is. He's got his little zoo. Yes. Alrighty. When he finished his one elected term in the White House, he decided not to run again and let someone else take over. What? He could have stayed in power, but he thought it was best to be humble and to be cool. And he was cool. Calvin went back to his peaceful life in Vermont. Here he is. He's packing up in the White House. He's leaving, and he didn't have to. He could have been president again.
Could have been a
He
dictator.
could have been a dictator. We'll explain that word later. Don't be a dictator. After he was gone, many people forgot about him because he didn't try to tell everyone what to do all the time. He showed that good leaders stay out of people's way. There are still some people who remember him, though, because of the important things he did and because he was just so cool. Calvin Coolidge was different from other presidents. Some people think to be great, you have to be loud. Silent Cal showed that is not true. Being humble, quiet, and letting free people get the job done is way cooler than being loud and being bossy. It can make you stand out from the crowd. What is it that makes you different and cool? And that is the end. Yes.
Yay!
And here's Steffi and I with a little French bulldog, right? And it says, Austin and Stephanie are husband and wife and live in Jefferson City, Missouri. Austin is an award-winning broadcaster and Stephanie is a licensed therapist. Both share a love for history, country, and liberty. Visit apforlibertyshop.com for more fun freedom creations from this dynamic duo. Was that cool?
That was. Sarah Palacio says, Austin is such a good reader, he needs to do audible versions of
Wouldn't
the
that be
book.
cute?
I think that would actually be really great.
That would be fun. Okay, so now here is your chance to win the hoodie. Okay, so we're going to explain it to you one last time because this is your chance. If you want a chance to win the free hoodie from AP for Liberty shop, here is the instructions. Listen closely. You have been given the answer to the clue in the book. Okay, I will give you the clue in just a moment, but I'm going to give you maximum opportunity to win if you have no idea and you just tuned in. But you're like, yeah, heck yeah, I want to win a free hoodie. Okay. Go to apforlibertyshop.com right now, immediately. Do not wait, right?
I'm putting the link back in the chat again here.
Right.
The numbers keep rising. People are entering in.
Yeah, open up a new tab, right? Or go to apforlibertyshop.com right now, okay? Go type in the Coolidge is my homeboy hoodie, okay? Put the hoodie in the cart that you want, right? Which size you want, which color you want. Okay, not all the sizes and colors are available, so you might have to change the color or size based on
supply and demand.
Supply and demand. That's what it is, right? So put the hoodie in the cart. Okay, go to checkout right now, and go to checkout. Right, if you've got other items in your cart, you will be charged for those items, but you will not be charged for the hoodie if and only if you are the first person to get it right. So one of the things that you got to understand is that it's possible that if you have a bunch of other items in your cart, that the coupon code won't work, right? If that happens, that means that somebody else already got it. Okay.
So even if you have other items in your cart, the coupon code will still work.
No, well,
if you're the first
it'll
person.
work if you're the first person, right?
Okay.
But if not, then it's possible that the coupon code is going to spit it out and say coupon code expired.
Yeah.
Okay. In which case, if you want to continue your purchase, you can, right? You can, buy the stuff that you've got on your cart. And if you want to buy the hoodie, great, go ahead, buy the hoodie. We kind of hope you do, honestly. That's kind of the point of this exercise. But we are going to give one person a hoodie for free.
Yeah.
If you answer the question correctly. Now, you will type into the coupon code area right now the answer to the clue. Are you ready for the clue? Are you ready for the clue? Yes, I think they're ready.
Okay. You ready?
Yes, we've got people sitting in there with the cart ready to go. Okay.
It puts the hoodie in the
cart, or else it gets the hose again. Okay. So now here's the thing: if you don't spell it correctly, somebody else might get it before you. This is not going to be an easy code. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spelling
is going to be
proper
critical.
Capitalization.
Well, no, it'll take it without.
With or without.
Yeah,
okay.
It doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
You just have to spell it correctly.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Oh my gosh, this is exciting.
I know. Here we go. So we're going to see who is the winner. Remember, you will be charged shipping and handling, and I will refund it. Okay.
Yeah.
Just FYI, so don't freak out. There we go. The coupon code is the answer to this question. The question is, your clue is, which state was Calvin Coolidge the governor of? Which state was Calvin Coolidge the governor of?
Should I put it in the chat?
You can, yeah, but I bet you somebody's going to get it right.
Calvin Coolidge.
Which state was Calvin Coolidge the governor of? And the answer to that is the coupon code. Only one person can win. Only one person will win. Which state was Calvin Coolidge the governor of? The first person to enter it in correctly with the coupon code will get it. If it says coupon expired, that means that somebody else already got it.
Oh boy.
Somebody's going to guess it.
She said Alaska.
That's very funny.
Yeah, maybe you're right. You should type it in.
Type it in and you get a free hoodie. This is your chance. Which state?
Oh, Anna Max has thrown people off.
Yeah, because Anna Maxa wants to win the hoodie. Okay.
Oh my gosh, somebody just ordered it.
Did they get it?
Just ordered it. There's 2 people that just ordered something.
Oh, well.
Oh my gosh. What in the world? What just happened? Maybe they ordered it with or without the code?
Oh, well, that's possible. Hold on, let's just see. Now, if somebody just, ordered it on accident and they don't want it, don't worry. We will refund you, so it's not a big deal.
Okay.
Because there might be somebody who got confused and might have accidentally ordered it, after, and not gotten it for free.
Okay.
But if you do want
Let's see who got the code.
Okay, hold on. Before we give the answer to somebody, we do have a winner. We do have a winner. Now, again, if you do want it, you can buy it, FYI. But if you purchased it on accident, which it looks like there were 2 orders, then we will refund your money if you don't want it. If you just wanted it for free, that's okay.
This person might want it.
They might. You just have to contact us and let us know. We like to do ethical business practices at AP for Liberty Shop. Absolutely. Okay, so you have the winner, Stephanie. Do you have the name of the person? Okay, so give us the name of the winner for the AP for Liberty Shop free Coolidge method, because somebody bought it, and then another person used a coupon code, right? Hold on. Don't answer just yet. Let me see, because I don't see that they've entered the coupon code.
They did. This person did.
This person did? The person who got the coupon code? Okay, I see it. Yes. Okay. Okay. Do you want to go ahead and answer it? Stephanie, say who the winner was?
A fellow Missourian.
Oh boy. Who was it?
Doug Hill.
Doug Hill is the winner. And I saw our friend Sarah. Now she bought one. Now listen, Sarah, if you did that on accident and you only wanted it if it came for free, don't worry about it. We will refund you. Just send me a direct message. It's no problem. Okay. Yeah. However, if you like it and you want one of the hoodies or something like that, do it. Check it out. And get yourself a free hoodie.
Hard feelings.
Get
yourself
a hoodie. Yeah, no problem, Sarah. Don't worry about it. If you accidentally bought it again, we can just refund it. So just send us a message. It's no big deal. Okay. All right. So we're going to take a really brief commercial break. All right. When we come back, we're going to finish the show. We have still more things to talk about, I think, don't we?
I think so.
Yes, we do. And we'll talk about them when we get back. We're going to go figure it out. We'll talk to Sarah, make sure that everybody's cool. If you want to get the hoodie, check out, buy the hoodie. You can, right? Or a copy of the book. Yeah. It's my birthday. So nice little birthday gift. We give to Doug Hill. He gets a birthday gift too from me. All right. We'll be right back on the Wake Up America Show at wakeupAmericaShow.com.
Trump and I approve this message. Believe me, Austin Petersen is the best. He's got the greatest Wake Up America show I've ever seen. Whenever I tune in the mornings and watch the live stream, let me tell you, he has got the absolute best content. I love his guests. It's just a total blast to watch, and I highly endorse and recommend the Wake Up America show. It's terrific, believe me.
Step right up, ladies and gents, to learn about the coolest president yet. He's not just any old prez, he's Calvin Coolidge, and boy oh boy is he different from the rest. He was quiet as a mouse, but don't you underestimate his power. He knew how to handle money, and he didn't waste an hour. He cut taxes, lowered debt, and balanced the budget with ease. No wonder the Roaring Twenties brought such prosperity and peace. But don't take my word for it. Grab a copy of Calvin the Coolest President and see for yourself. It's a children's book that'll make you smile and help your little ones learn about wealth. You can find it on Amazon Kindle or get your hands on a paperback at apforlibertyshop.com. So come on down and get yourself a copy of the book that's making waves all around town. You won't regret it, so get ready to be floored because Calvin Coolidge, well, folks, he really scored.
I'm a public defender.
I am a public defender.
I'm proud to be a public defender.
80% of Americans accused of a crime will get appointed a public defender.
Everybody from a speeding ticket to capital murder.
For every dollar we spend on public defenders, we spend $3 on prosecutors.
Public defenders have to do pretty much everything on their own.
Social workers, counselors.
Investigating is another piece of it.
The average public defender holds 300 cases annually.
You never feel like there's enough time.
Public defenders have health issues all the time.
A lot of people give up and say, I can't do this work anymore.
Gideon's Promise trains, mentors, and supports public defenders.
There are a lot of people who say that they would not still be public defenders, but for Gideon's Promise.
It's fueled me to continue on in this fight.
Gideon's Promise has changed the face of public defense.
People see us as troublemakers.
Good trouble only.
We don't make it easy. It should not be easy to take away someone's liberty.
Ever hear the one about the frog? Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out.
Here's my resume again.
But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, and that frog will boil. It's a lie. But as a metaphor for us and all that we go through as veterans,
any real-world experience.
It's a story that rings true. We make excuses for how we feel. We push everything down. We tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. And some days, maybe it is. But you've never been interested in easy. Make no mistake, reaching out is hard. Do it anyway. You're not alone. You've got this. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Welcome back to the Wake Up America show. I'm Austin Petersen. You're watching and listening to me and my lovely wife, Steffi, who's joining us. Nice to see you.
See you.
That was fun, Steffi.
But I was excited.
I know. It was fun to do the book readings, and it was fun to do the gift giveaway. And Doug H won the hoodie, and it's his birthday. So, Doug, congratulations, buddy, and happy birthday to you as well. This weekend, we're going to celebrate my birthday. We're going to get our friends together, have a little party.
Your families.
Yeah, my dad and my nephew are coming to spend the night tonight.
Yep.
And then all of our friends are gathering together in Jeff City tomorrow night. We're going to go out to dinner, and then we're going to have a little party at my house. Yeah, we'll have fun, and we'll eat cake, and it'll be good times. But I have a favor to ask for our friends. So this is only for people who have Amazon Prime, right? So if you have Amazon Prime, there's a free way that you can actually support the show by gifting us your subscription through Twitch. This isn't going to be for everybody. Some people are going to be confused by the technicalities of this stuff.
It's confusing. I tried to do it on my phone, and it wouldn't let me.
You have to do it on a computer.
Laptop.
Yeah, you have to do it on a computer.
Yeah.
So what I would love, if you wouldn't mind, is if you have Amazon Prime, you can gift us a free subscription through Twitch. You have to like re-up it every month.
Yeah.
But essentially what it does is it sends us like $3 or $4. and it doesn't it doesn't cost you anything, because if you have Amazon Prime, you can get a free gift subscription.
They sponsor you.
They sponsor you to do that for free. So what you would do is you would go to Twitch, you would go to our account, which is Stream Liberty, and you gift Stream Liberty. I'm AP for Liberty everywhere but on Twitch, which is Stream Liberty. So if you know how to do that and you know how that's done, I'd love it if you could help us out by gifting us your sub.
Put the Twitch channel in the chat.
Yeah, just drop the twitch.tv or whatever /Stream Liberty or something like that. It's free, and I super appreciate that. Actually, somebody just did it. Michael Nip.
Oh my gosh, you all are so fast.
Just resubbed for 3 months. Thank you, bud.
Fast on their computers because of all the
Michael knows how to get it done.
coupon codes that they were just entering in.
Not everybody's as fast as he is, I'm sure, but
yeah.
But that's just a free way to help support the show, and we'd appreciate that very much. So thank you, Michael. Steve Hamlet says happy birthday. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that very much. Yeah, Michael, I guess you can do it for 3 months now. It says Michael.
Oh.
Wow. I used to be just you'd have to do it every month, but now it looks like you can do 3 months. So if you have Amazon Prime, it's a free way. You basically just have to connect your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. And again, if it's way too technical for you, totally get it. You can also just do a free little, you can also do a free. You can also do a super chat here on the show as well before we go, as a way to kind of help support the birthday gifts. It's like a little birthday gift you could think of. So yeah, that'd be great. I think so. I think it's been a great week. I think, have I been a good boy this year?
Oh, and Kelvin update.
Oh yeah, what's the?
Took him to the physical therapy doctor yesterday.
Calvin, not Coolidge, but
Kelvin. Today's Kelvin Day. Kelvin is named after Calvin Coolidge. That's how you named him. But anywho, he went to his physical therapy doctor yesterday, and they decided that he's actually not ready for physical therapy because his spine has to heal more.
Yeah, so apparently the situation with Calvin is that he needs to build up some scar tissue on his spine, and he hasn't done that yet because we haven't properly crated him. He needs to be on crate rest for like 4 weeks, which means he cannot leave the crate unless it's to go to the bathroom. He even has to eat in the crate.
Yeah.
So he's an unhappy dog, but we're going to try and build up some scar tissue so that it can help prevent that from happening again. And his legs are strong, which is good.
Oh yeah.
Right. He can walk, but we need to build up the strength, that scar tissue in his back, because they can't do physical therapy on him until he has built up some scar tissue.
Yeah, because he's basically a walking time bomb at this point.
Right.
It's like at any point that disc could just blow.
Exactly.
And then he really will not be able to walk.
Right. So thankfully, though, there is a good chance that he will be okay.
Yep, they're trying medical management first. That's what this is called.
So Calvin is going to be okay. It's just for the next couple weeks. Great. So unfortunately, he gets really sad at us, unfortunately.
Yeah, but he has medicine to help keep him calm and keep him comfortable.
Yeah,
so we're not neglectful parents.
No, we love him. We just our veterinarian told us to put him in the crate for the next 2 weeks. Yes. So that's what it is. Yes. So he's going to be okay. It's been a great show, Stephanie. It's over.
Really?
We're done.
Wow.
This is it.
Oh my gosh, it's already over.
Yeah.
It is over.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Sad.
I know. I'm sad fishing.
Thanks so much for watching the Wake Up America show with Austin Petersen. We're super glad to have you as friends and guests on the program today. Give yourselves a round of applause. You guys are awesome. Because without you, what would be the point, right? The Wake Up America show lives, survives, and thrives based on help from our Cantina crew, which we're super grateful for. My lovely wife, Stephanie, let's give her a round of applause. We appreciate you. And, of course...
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Austin. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks so much, guys. We appreciate you very much. We'll see you on Monday on the Wake Up America show at wakeupAmericaShow.com.
I like shooting things, but whenever I can't shoot something, I like to cut things. My life isn't all about shooting and stabbing and cutting, though. Sometimes I have to do actual work, but when I work, I still like to have fun. And there's nothing less fun than trying to cut with a crappy knife. Thankfully, from the ancient sect of Christian knights, who also loved cutting and stabbing, comes a new implement that has received my personal blessing, the Templar knife. Like the ancient sword of Excalibur, you don't choose a Templar knife, it chooses you. You just decide what kind you want on the website first, however, and then order it online, and then it chooses you. The Templar knife comes in a variety of shapes. As a man of culture and taste, I have decided I will never use a terrible knife again. And thanks to the inspiration provided by this excellent product, I have decided to launch a new crusade against anyone using less than superior knives. Join me, brothers and sisters, by visiting uppercuttactical.com/pages/Templar-knives. That's a lot of slashes. For that, you'll need a Templar knife. For 10% off, use code AP for Liberty and join me in a quest for glory, for liberty, for Christendom, for the Templar knife. Get yours today. Fire.
Hello, this is Barack Obama, and let me tell you why Austin Petersen stinks, and you should never pay attention to anything that he has to say. First of all, he's a libertarian, and we all know libertarians are idiots. They don't realize how important government is to everything that we do. I recently became aware that Austin has opened up a libertarian shop at apeforlibertyshop.com. Now, I'm asking you as a personal favor to me that you never ever visit apeforlibertyshop.com. With all of the great Liberty merchandise there, the last thing that we need to do is to get people spreading this message around the country, because then they might start thinking that they don't need government. And that's the last thing that good Democrats like us want. So if you love democracy, like me, and hate freedom, then don't visit AP for Liberty Shop. Like I said, whatever you do, do not visit aporlibertyshop.com. I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
Want an engaging website to boost your business? You're just a click away from 5-star Fiverr talent. Hundreds of freelancer skills like web design. Head to Fiverr.com today and get something started.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I would remind you that extremism in the defense of liberty is no vice.
It is better to settle these matters in the courts than on the streets, and new laws are needed at every level. But law alone cannot make men see right.